Animated movies aren't just for kids. Some of the most powerful, emotional, and mind-blowing films out there are strictly for adults. Whether it's dark, philosophical, or just way too intense for a younger audience, these stories hit differently. I've put together a list of animated movies that are bold, deep, and definitely not meant for children. These films go places emotionally and visually that live action can't always reach. Stick around till the end. You might find a hidden gem you've never heard of. 10. The House. Dark, eerie, and weirdly beautiful. This stop-motion anthology proves animation can do unsettling adult storytelling without gore. 3 loosely connected tales unfold around the same house, each exploring obsession, status, decay, and what we cling to when life shifts under us. The craftsmanship is unreal. Tiny textures, expressive puppets, moody lighting, every frame feels handcrafted. Tonally, it slides between bleak humor and existential dread, which I love. It's not horror exactly, but it lingers like one. If you're into slow burn, metaphor-rich storytelling, this will scratch that itch. Definitely not for kids, and absolutely worth the watch. 9. Mind Game. I jokingly called this something wild earlier. Brain glitch. But the film is Mind Game, and it's chaos in the best possible way. It starts off absurd, our guy dies, sort of, and then explodes into a metaphysical free-for all about regret, possibility, and choosing to live fully. The animation style keeps mutating, sketches, photo overlays, stretch and squash caricatures, like the film itself refuses to be pinned down. That wild form actually frees the emotional core. It's strangely life-affirming. You laugh, you stare, you wonder what is happening, and then suddenly you care. It's the rare anything goes film that lands somewhere soulful. If you want something you've truly never seen before, this is it. 8. Belladonna of Sadness. Watching this feels like paging through a forbidden art book that suddenly starts to move. It's a tragic, psychedelic folk tale about a woman brutalized by power and reclaiming herself through dark, witchy energy. The watercolor-style imagery flows, bleeds, and morphs, sometimes erotic, sometimes horrifying, always intentional. There's heavy sexual violence, so go in prepared. The film weaponizes discomfort to make a point about oppression. Once it gets hold of you, the beauty and rage live side by side in your head. It's slow, but hypnotic if you surrender to it. For art house animation fans, this is essential viewing. 7. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Calling this a movie almost undersells it. It's an all-out sensory meltdown built around Pink Floyd's music. The animated sequences swing between grotesque, symbolic, and heartbreakingly vulnerable, tracing a rock star's psychological collapse. Themes of war, authoritarianism, isolation, and fame crash into each other without warning. Even if you don't fully understand what every image means, you feel the emotional freight of it. The music and visuals feed each other until it's just right mood. It can be overwhelming, but in that cathartic way that makes you sit in silence afterward. This is the definition of animation for grown-ups working on a different frequency. 6. Heavy Metal. This is pure late-night cold energy, sci-fi, fantasy, dark comedy, and rock music all melted into one animated anthology. Each segment feels like someone ripped a wild panel out of a pulp magazine and just let it run loose on screen. Yes, it's over-the-top, sexualized, and often ridiculous, but leaning into that camp is part of the fun. The hand-drawn style gives everything this raw, vivid feel you don't get in slick modern animation. The soundtrack slaps, too. Throw it on big speakers if you can. It's not deep cinema, but it's iconic counterculture animation. Watch it when you want vibes over structure. 5. Fritz the Cat. This one is absolutely not for kids, at all, and that's kind of its whole legacy. It was the first X-rated animated film and just goes for it. Sex, drugs, politics, race, police, it skewers everything. Yeah, the animation feels rough now, but it matches the grimy underground energy of the era. Some jokes have aged badly, but that actually makes it interesting to revisit as a snapshot of counterculture attitude. It's messy, loud, and way more about satire than story. You don't watch Fritz to enjoy it so much as to experience it. If you're tracing the history of adult animation, you can't skip it. 4. A Scanner Darkly. This movie is straight up trippy, in the best way, and the rotoscope animation makes every scene feel like reality is breaking apart. It's based on Philip K. Dick, so of course it dives into paranoia, identity, and surveillance culture hard. Keanu Reeves plays a narcotics agent who's so deep undercover he can't keep track of who he is anymore. The shifting visuals mirror his mental unraveling, and that stylistic choice isn't just cool, it's storytelling. You can't half-watch this one, blink and you're lost. It's dense, smart, and weirdly sad. If you like sci-fi that makes you question what's real, this one sticks. 3. Perceipilus. This one's a powerful, personal story based on the graphic novel by Marjane Satrapi. It's about growing up in Iran during and after the Islamic Revolution, and how one girl finds her identity through it all. The animation is black and white, simple, but emotionally rich. What I love most is how relatable it feels, even if your background is nothing like hers. It's political, personal, and unapologetically feminist, with humor that cuts through the darkness just enough to keep it balanced. It's animation with soul, and it's definitely for grown-ups. It's the kind of film that sticks with you long after the credits roll, because it speaks to the universal struggle of finding your voice in a world that wants to silence it. 2. Anomala. This is one of the most human films I've seen, and it's made entirely in stop motion. It's about loneliness, depression, and that aching feeling of disconnection in everyday life. The characters might be puppets, but they feel so real it's almost uncomfortable. There's even a sex scene that's incredibly intimate and awkward and beautiful all at once. It's not flashy, but it's emotionally honest in a way that sneaks up on you. If you like subtle, emotional storytelling, this one hits hard. Just be prepared. It's quiet, but heavy. 1. Waltz with Bashir. This movie absolutely wrecked me, in the best way. It's a powerful animated documentary about memory, trauma, and war, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen. The animation feels haunting, almost dreamlike, which works perfectly with the subject matter. It's about a soldier trying to remember what happened during the Lebanon War, and it's painfully real. What's wild is how animation makes the horror more bearable, but somehow more intense at the same time. You're not watching this for comfort, you're watching it to feel something. A must-watch if you're into deep, serious storytelling. So yeah, animation isn't just talking animals and happy endings. These films prove it can be raw, thought-provoking, and seriously grown up. Whether you want something emotional, trippy, disturbing, or just flat-out different, this list has something for you. I love how these stories take risks most mainstream films wouldn't even touch. Let me know in the comments which one you've seen or which one you're about to watch. And if you stuck around till the end, you're the real one. I appreciate you.